Welcome to the Beastars recap. In the cruel world of animal people live carnivores and herbivores, coupled with politics, discrimination, rumors, and coming-of-age stories. It all begins on one fateful day. An alpaca classmate named Thames is murdered. At Cheriton School, the news spreads like wildfire. Once peaceful, the herbivores and carnivores are now divided. The drama club is a central plane in the school culture, a microcosm for the broader society, the only place in the school where herbivores and carnivores aren't divided. Lewis, as the lead role, is revered like a celebrity. He is a potential candidate for Beastar, awarded to a heroic person who can unite herbivores and carnivores in society. Legoshi, as a wolf, is stagehand for the play. He is overlooked and typically misinterpreted, as Legoshi hands Els Thames' love letter that he never got to give her. They mourn his best friend's passing. At the memorial, Lewis invites him out to study a carnivore for his next role as Adler. As a carnivorous animal, he fights with the urge to consume animal meat, blood, and residue. It is strictly forbidden for a carnivore to brandish its fangs in front of a herbivore. As they practice late into the night, Legoshi takes watch. His senses heighten and desires are taken aback when he lunges for a bunny rabbit, almost chomping down until he hears a voice in the distance. Lewis injured himself during practice. He will only need to perform for the next 2 days. After that, it will all be over. Haru is a white bunny rabbit who is head of the garden club, also the only member. Known for her sexual promiscuity and breaking societal norms, she has multiple partners. Haru is ousted by society. She usually eats alone or unless she is being bullied. Getting roses for the play, Legoshi discovers this side on accident. Never having a girlfriend before, he rushes off from this awkward interaction. The play on day 1 goes perfectly, until the curtains close and Lewis faints. He had broken his ankle. Unable to walk, he chooses Bill as his replacement. Without a villain, they choose Legoshi to replace him. On the second day, Legoshi smells blood on Bill. Rabbit blood. On stage, he attacks Bill, lashing out until Bill gets a hold of him and scratches Legoshi to his senses. Once Louis makes his appearance to save the day, the crowd goes wild. Though off script, they play it off as 2 different performances, the PR team and fangirls love it. Legoshi is pushed into the limelight for a split second and hides out to not be harassed during lunch. His best friend Jack realized that he might be in love. The performances went so well they're invited out to the Harvest Festival of the Meteor. As news ramps up about other schools that have incidents regarding carnivores consuming herbivores or named devourings, Sanu, their drama teacher, only allows carnivores to leave their hotel rooms. Out for fast food, they wander around until they stumble onto the black market, an underground illegal place run by the mob, where consuming herbivores is permissible. Much noticeably, herbivores selling their body for money. Unable to consume parts of the herbivore, Legoshi runs through the black market away from them, falling as he is kidnapped. The panda or gohin specializes in rehabilitating carnivores, leading them down a path where they don't consume meat. Legoshi delves into his confusing experience with the white bunny rabbit. Gohin explains that it could either be love or his animalistic instinct to try and consume her. Either way, he gives him an explicit novel to test if it is his kink. At the festival, they begin setting up, and Legoshi discovers that Haru and Louis have an intimate relationship. Back at school, Legoshi stumbles onto a junior wolf and he protects her from the bullying. Her name is Juno. She has started to develop feelings for him and is also a new member at the drama club, but this only makes things odd. Juno, the new popular wolf, is fighting with Louis for Beastar. During a blackout at the festival, Legoshi runs off to save Haru, but it only reconfirms that Haru is in love with Louis. Sold in the black market at a young age, Louis was adopted by an unloving rich father. They met at the gardening club. Haru being the only member, Louis was drawn to her because of her authenticity and unapologetic nature, as he is trying to free himself from the insecurity of perfection dawned on him by society. All alone the next day, Haru is kidnapped, leaving behind a card. They know it is the Shishigumi, a feared gang of lions that run the black market. Hearing of this, Legoshi gears up Louis to go save Haru, but Louis disagrees because prior to this, he struck a deal with the mayor to ensure Haru's kidnapping would be kept quiet, meaning they wouldn't investigate into it, so they could maintain their image and Louis could be their star. After a miniature brawl, Legoshi heads off alone to save Haru, sneaking to the Shishigumi hideout. He is caught by a lion. Saved by Gohin, they infiltrate the tower together to save Haru. Meanwhile, leader of the Shishigumi, Chief Lion, had forced Haru into a routine to ensure her rabbit meat would be premium quality. With her fatalist mindset, Haru accepts her death and gives up, until Legoshi breaks in. Breaking his vow not to consume meat, he does so to protect Haru, and they safely walk out of the compound. Covered in blood, they realize that the last train for the night had left. They're forced to rent a cheap love hotel for the night. Falling in love, they try to perform intercourse, but alas, they are unable to. Haru's animal instincts, trying to be eaten, They know they can't, so they go to sleep for the night. Come morning, they return to school. The nurse won't expel them because she will get in trouble for them being covered in blood. Juno checked in on Legoshi, but she is also confused where Louis had gone. He disappeared ever since their fight, and Juno promises Haru that she will win over Legoshi. That night, she performs at the festival. After her beautiful performance, she calls Legoshi to come on stage. Together they light the candle, known to give couples eternal love. This misinterpretation causes Haru to run off, promising they are nothing more than friends. Legoshi admits that he was the carnivore that attacked her. She suspected him the entire time, but accepted him because usually people treat her as a weak rabbit. But he saw her as a normal animal, unable to fit societal norms. They decide to stay together as herbivore and carnivore. After the summer break, they still don't know where Louis is. Late at night, Jack runs into a creature with multiple eyes at Thames Memorial site. Legoshi investigates the scene to find Rukumi, the rattlesnake security guard for the school. Knowing that Legoshi was a close friend of Tem, she tasks him with the goal to figure out Tem's murderer. Because of her performance and Louis' disappearance for the past month, Juno is the most likely contender for Beastar. Legoshi starts to investigate the other alpacas, leading it to Tem's journal on his final day. He continues asking around at Drama Club, only stirring up more trouble with Bill. A new herbivore named Pina has joined the Drama Club, spending more time with the carnivores to see if any of them are potential suspects, until he is asked about sleeping with the White Rabbit at the Love Hotel. He meets up with the White Rabbit, the only person that accepts him for who he is. Still insecure about Louis, he realizes that she is still in love with Louis. Knowing that Haru is only a distraction from finding Tem's killer, he decides to leave her behind. Thinking about what to do next, Legoshi is knocked out. Tem's killer wants him to stop investigating. As Legoshi's nose is blocked from the cold, he bites the killer to figure out who it is, locking this flavor in his mind. Bloody and scarred, he manages to call Jack for help. Legoshi leaves to ask Gohan for help. Gohan takes him in as a pupil, learning to lose his lust for meat as a carnivore and using the strength to engage other parts of his body. Returning to school with a new look, he has a new schedule: school, then training immediately after. Worn out over this new routine, Pino worries for Legoshi's malnutrition size, telling him to take a chomp as he is a herbivore. Legoshi gets angry at the sight of this and storms off. Investigating into the fangs, Legoshi asks to look at Juno's fangs. She assumes this is a weird way to flirt and accepts his attempts, and others are disturbed by their public display of affection. Legoshi's training has been paying off, withstanding the urge to consume meat. He now feels empathetic to the herbivores murdered for their meat. He had tracked down their names and buried them with dignity. Constantly tired from the training and running to school, Haru sneaks up on him, trying to pressure him into pursuing her again, as she starts to tease him, though she has decided that she likes Legoshi and won't sleep with other guys again. In Drama Club, Legoshi learns that his bite strength has gone down ever since he started to prioritize training the rest of his body. With the guys out, he tastes all their bottles to figure out who the culprit is. Finding Riz's bottle crumpled, he knows Riz has to be the killer. Confronting him at the nurse's office, he pipes up and they are about to start a fight until Pina walks through. Hearing the entire conversation, only the three of them know that Riz is Tem's killer. They will keep quiet for now because they want personal justice and don't trust the justice system. As a large brown bear, Riz is forced to take medication to control his strength and size. Being friends with Tem, he confided in him and decided to stop taking the medication. His animalistic instincts took over and he consumed Tem by accident, growing into a sadistic, twisted concept in his brain where he believed that Tem wanted to be eaten so they could be closer friends. Using his keen nose, Legoshi locates Louis, who is now the boss of the Shishigumi. After Legoshi rescued Haru, Louis, who was sold by the Shishigumi at a young age, followed up to execute the chief lion. Knowing his school life would be over after this murder and that the lions don't have a leader anymore, they decided his famous face would make the organization pop, giving him the chance to become leader once he consumed meat. Legoshi advises him to take a different path because following the Shishigumi is dangerous and leads nowhere. Almost killed for this comment, Legoshi narrowly escapes. His next tests are to help rehabilitate carnivore meat addicts. He incapacitates them and Gohan helps them. At school, Haru admits that she loves Legoshi, but he is scared because any little force could kill her. In the bathroom, Riz threatens Pino, knowing that they could ruin his career and life if they came out about him killing Tem. Relaying this information to Legoshi, they get into a fight at the drama club. With an eye full of blood, they take it to the bathroom. Scratching Riz's scars open, they temporarily stop and decide to reschedule for New Year's Eve, where they will fight to the death. Legoshi prepares by consuming lava. Apologizing to the mob, he sneaks off in a disguise to invite Louis to the fight because he knows who the killer is. On New Year's Eve, Pina tries to rile Riz up and record it, but he kidnaps Pina and ties him up, trying to leave the Shishigumi behind and help Legoshi during the fight. Ibuki takes him to be eaten, but he saves him, warning him to never come back or they will actually have to eat him next time. Losing the fight horribly, Louis shows up. They momentarily catch up and bond over Haru, wanting to get rid of his past. Louis lets Legoshi eat his leg to remove the number and empower himself. Legoshi and Riz go again, For round 2, Riz realized that a herbivore and a carnivore can bond over more than just a traumatic experience, as he only bonded with Tem on a predator and prey dynamic. Not so long after, Hina escapes his confine and calls the police. Louis is taken to the hospital, Riz is arrested, Legacy is arrested and then released, but it will stay on his record. He decides to leave Cherryton School because of this. They don't know what their relationship will be like, and how their Legacy has left school. This is where the story ends. Make sure to subscribe, and for more, watch this.